Still running with Runes of Strength, though, and again, the trade split is 00626. Very quickly going over Snow Monkey's builds, we got a Thief, lots of perks coming into play from him. He's running it with a Sword Dagger variant with a Short Bow as well, with Runes of the Eagle and a Berserker's Amulet. Little John B, I believe, is going to be their Bunker Guardian. That is the case. He's running it with a Staff as well as a Hammer at the moment with Runes of the Soldier, Cleric's Amulet. And again, this build is going to be fairly standard Virtue's Guardian. JSU, I believe, is also playing Spirit Ranger, though. He's running it with, at the moment, Trill Ungwin. Again, something else that we've come to not really expect for a much more supportive Spirit Ranger build here. He's running it with the Trill Ungwin instead of Healing Spring, as we've come to used to see from Spirit Rangers in many builds, because the water field is just so good in team fights. He's running it with 20660, and again with Short Bow, Sword Off Hand Dagger with a Carrot Amulet, and Runes of the Traveler. Spoon Girl is playing Engie. Again, this is a fairly standard build we've come used to seeing since the patch sort of came out. He's running it with a Celestial Amulet and Runes of Strength with a rifle, as well as the traits being 60062. So he's going to be getting a fairly hybridized amount of regular true damage coming out, as well as Condi damage as well. And last but not least, Storm is going to be playing, I believe, Hambo at the moment. Actually, no, he's playing it with that 1v1 Power Pusher build too. Again, Sword Offhand Axe with a Longbow, Runes of Strength with a Soldier's Amulet, and the traits again being 60404. So that about wraps up for builds, guys. So let's get started with game one.
Absolutely, man. Let's get these players rolling. Here on the Forest of Niflhel Blue. Let's do some quick predictions. Actually, I'm hearing in chat that someone has stolen the Apex comp here.
Have they?
Yeah.
It does seem familiar. Didn't want to call him out on it just yet, but since we're bringing it up, Kayfe's comp is very similar to the comp that Apex runs, if not identical, so that'll be very interesting to play against Data, as Apex's comp has come under a lot of, I would say, criticism, just because of how tanky it is and how annoying it may be to fight against, so we're gonna have to see just how well Snow Monkey deals with that.
Yeah, that is a large question. Oh man, I'm so excited now as we go into this. And the ready ups have gone out, guys. We're gonna see these stacks up here. We will see some beach play. It looks like a lot of beach play from the blue side here, and from the red side, looks like just JSU is getting ready for that beach. He's about to walk into the wrong neighborhood, Blue. He sees it, and I think he's trying to get out of here. He may be run down by PC over here. JSU, oh, he does try and get out there. Able to evade a lot of that. Wow, able to fly away through there. Coming forward here, this is gonna be a massive fight on mine. No one made except for Spoon Girl from the side of Snow Monkey. This is gonna be hard.
Kinjax actually did get knocked out over here too, so already Snow Monkey has lost their Thief in this fight, so we're going to be without a lot of the damage, and in all honesty, they need some serious damage. They're not going to be able to win these team fights at all. It's just going to be a long, drawn-out fight that, in the end, nobody's going to win here, but KP will accomplish their goal because they'll be able to hold on to the contention, which, in the reality of things, is very much their goal with the comp they're running.
Exactly, and also in mid, already re-decapped. Like, Spoon Girl grabbed it, K-Pud knocked him off, knocked her off, rather. Able to get some damage done as well. We will see from the side of Spoon Girl's going to drop the supply crate, but I think that K-Pud's going to be just fine. Kinjax off the respawn, crossed over to Hand, has decapped it up. They're down 27 points, 9. With the rest of the fight over here at Mind Blue, we do see Little John dropping the wall of reflection, trying to make sure that those projectiles go exactly where he wants them to, but there's just so much pressure here from KPC. They're not going to take it. In fact, they're going to lose their home point.
Indeed, John B getting up the point there definitely cost them some decap pressure. Lovestorm trying to get on the note too, but again, they just cannot fight against something that is this tanky, and as well, they've got that huge amount of support coming in there from Master Splinter, and again, the members of Snow Monkey, if they choose to take these big team fights, they're just very quickly going to get whittled down over time here. That is the goal of this composition. It's not to win with quick bursts like we saw with Oron's composition in the last game. It's very much so to come in and just whittle your opponents down over time, while at the same time make sure you yourself don't go into the downstate. And so far, KP is doing an excellent job of that.
That's right. Now Storm is the only one left from Snow Monkeys here, and he's the fact that he was alive for as long as he was kind of just interesting, but he did drop there to Intense. Everyone else cycling back up to mid. JSU is up here, as well as Spoon Girl, as well as Kinjax, but they're all very low health compared to their blue team counterparts here, except for K-Pud, who might drop.
Indeed, there was some spike bursts coming into play there just a couple seconds ago from members of Snow Monkey. Did surprise K-Pud a little bit, so he's now going to be falling back here. Thankfully, though, again, you can see just how quickly K-Pud was able to get himself pretty much back to full health there through that excellent amount of support coming in here from Reezy or Master Splinter, who's currently playing on that supportive Staffed Elementalist. So again, this team comp just so hard to fight against, and at the moment, a red team just really not able to win any of these fights.
That's right, man, and red team is having the hardest time just really trying to figure out how to pick apart these fights here. You do see Subcutie going down, but he's immediately jumped on. He's able to get rezzed up here. If you are in the team, if you are on Snow Monkeys right now, what do you change up? Who do you start targeting down here? Who's the linchpin?
In this team fight, again, there's not really anyone you can target that's necessarily a squishy character. In all honesty, taking a look at things, you probably want to try and take down Subcutie, and that does appear to be the case. They're doing it too. It's just that, again, with eliminating Subcutie, it's going to eliminate a lot of brute support as well as a lot of Condi annoyance that Subcutie can bring out into play there as well. It eliminates the possibility to bring in that ultimate Nature Sprint, and thankfully they were able to eliminate that now, so making progress. But again, now that he's been eliminated, you can really take your pick of anyone here. Intense is tanky, Earnit is tanky, Master Splinter is tanky, K-Pod, granted he's not here, but he's tanky too. So out of all those 4 members, you can really choose anyone. It's just that whoever you choose, you gotta have raw damage in order to knock them out, because everybody in this fight besides Subcutie is just an extremely tanky individual.
That's right, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to really pick apart this comp here. Intense does go down, but in the meantime, Henge recapped by a blue. KingJax went back to his home point, but he's going to be met by Subcutie. Now Intense is being trained down here. Looks like JC's trying to get up on him, as well as Spoon Girl. But just the amount, look at the amount of circles here on mid blue. There's so much AoE, lots of particle effects. It's getting really intense and confusing to fight up in here.
In all honesty, the biggest issue I'm seeing here is that Snow Monkey doesn't have enough spike. They don't have anything to knock these guys out. They need some more burst. They need a Mesmer or something in this composition, because what they currently have is just not going to put out enough spike damage when taking on. The only person that can deal any real amount of spike damage on this team, at least in my own opinion, is going to be KingJax, and he's busy over here at the mine 1v1ing Subcutie at the moment, so they don't really have anyone in that team fight that can confidently knock these guys out quickly enough in order to actually win the fights. They'll be able to stalemate them, possibly take an advantage for a little bit, but in the end of things, personally, I think KP will almost always come out in the end of a big team fight.
That's right. You know, KingJax is actually losing that 1v1 for a bit. He really needed the support from his team, and he should be glad that he got it. He's actually going to cycle back up to mid, try and be useful in this team fight here. But Blue, this is one of the things that is really interesting to notice between the NA and the EU regions. Much less Mesmer play comes out of NA.
Yeah. You also notice too, there's a lot more engineer play coming into the North American scene too, because EU, we actually talked about this yesterday on Ready Up, where EU kind of considers engineers a little bit too easy to kill. I think is what the reason that TCG gave at least, but we're seeing that here too, is that the engineers are still a very crucial part of the team fight. With the hybridized builds that we've started to see them run with the rifle builds, with the Celestial Anime, they can still do, not only bring out a lot of the annoyance that Condis will bring to a fight, but also deal a pretty decent amount of just regular damage too, and we're definitely seeing that here right now.
Yeah, we are seeing that KPZ really outplaying Snow Monkey in this first round here, up over 100 points, like well over, almost 100, over 150 right now. It's hard to figure out what sort of strategy to employ, what sort of change-up you can even do. I mean, if you don't have that burst, if you don't have the ability to kill the other team, you just cannot win.
The thing is that they do have an option. It's to spread themselves out and go for side caps, possibly even just try to push a triple cap just to spread themselves out as thin as possible and take them down in smaller 1v1 fights. The fights will be very slow, and in the end of things, KPZ may just be able to win it out in an attrition battle because it'll take them so long to actually score kills, but it is definitely an option, and they're doing it. So in all honesty, what we're seeing right now, well again, obviously we're still seeing KP lose. I think Snow Monkey is doing the correct thing at the moment, and there may be a chance that they'll be able to come back if they're able to win these fights on the side note, which in all honesty, taking a look at it, they are right now.
Yeah, and it looks like we saw Storm go grab spawn here for a second, and that will cause Kepa to see if he can push in here, get up on mine for an easy cap. Unfortunately, he'll meet up with Storm, so we'll have to check in that 1v1 later. But back here on Henge Blue, we're seeing that actually Master Splinter getting killed out here, and it looks like the members of Snow Monkeys are doing a better job in this fight than they have for the entire beginning of this game.
Yeah, like I was saying, that was the key there, was to spread them out as much as possible. So KP relies very heavily on A, just being tanky, and B, being able to team fight very well together. If they don't have all of their members in one concentrated spot, they're going to lose out really quickly, in my opinion. It's just going to take a while for them to actually get the kills. And because it takes them so long, that's another advantage that KP gets, that they have a lot of time to get reinforcements. But if they're just not able to get their full force to one point, then they're just going to lose out these fights every time. And right now, Snow Monkey is taking a huge advantage of that. They were not only able to take a 2-cap just a couple seconds ago, but they were also able to decap the keep here right now as well, to again start to really come back into this game here right now.
Yeah, that was such a smart move from KingJax before cycling over to home to help out Storm, get that T-cap off, not even full cap it, until he can get in on the fight here, and that has helped Storm so much. It actually has been what kept him from getting stomped out by K-Bud, was KingJax coming in and basting him before he can get stomped out there. So now we're going to see Subcutie cycling over to mine. He's going to take a 1v2 against Storm and KingJax Blue, so that's not ideal for him. Going to get bashed up there as well. Now we're going to check out the other side fight over here. That's Jesu and I think versus Intense, but he's also joined by Lil Jon. the Guardian from the team of Snow Monkeys here, if they can keep this side point fights rolling and kill out Subcutie like they have been, they're gonna start to they're gonna really close this lead down here, Blue. They're only down by 50 points now. Really strong comeback coming out here from Snow Monkeys.
Yeah, Snow Monkey doing a really good job. You can see JSU here actually. Kind of again, I almost want to say that KP got a bit too cocky and they're now wasting time here. You can see them. They've been chasing JSU for reasons I fully don't really understand here. The fight at mine was lost. There was no benefit to chasing JSU. They should have just got the mid and reinforced that and try to take that back quickly enough. They were kind of just wasting time there. And I think little things like that, if we do see this comeback happen, is going to be part of the reason why we end up seeing Snow Monkey come back in the end. And right now, Snow Monkey is doing a really excellent job of keeping the fight split up, keeping the members of KP split up, and overall winning those fights.
That's right, but all of the members of KP, they are trying to get over on the mine here. We're seeing Spoon Girl just running interference, trying to get actually desperate to get on point for her own life there. But looks like he's going to be stomped up by Intense. We will see Lil Jon cycling back over here. Over on the other side, we'll see JSU actually going in for the Chief, drawing him all the way out from his rock over there to right outside of Henge. Interesting, but we also will see this Subcutie might be on his way to go steal that. And the massive team fight on the other side here looks like it may be favoring PC very soon.
Here comes Subcutie and Chief. They're going to try to get in their short bow race, and it looks like, oh, we are going to see JSU still get the kill, though. But it looks like Subcutie is fully committed to pushing into this home run. Obviously, though, or at least if we are seeing Snow Monkey keeping an eye on the caps here, that has left the keep open. And again, somebody from the red team can now sneak away and decap the mid once more, pretty much solidifying the comeback now from Snow Monkey, which already has happened. They're up now by about 20 points, and in just a second, we are going to see them lose control of the keep node, too.
That's right. Now, with Kinjax being the sneaky beaver, doing exactly what he needs to do, I think he's finally found his role, his real strength here on this map. And this is what's gotten kept their. This is what's closed that 150-point lead. This is what's given them a 30-point lead. This is exactly what they need. They've taken a wipe over on mine. That's fine. It's just Storm that's died. They've got JC on Henge, 1v1 except QD almost indefinitely. As long as they can keep mid here, as long as they can secure their lead, they're gonna take this game.
And indeed, moving their way onto the middle point here right now. We're going to have to wait and see if they're going to be able to hold on here. Or, again, you do have to note, too, KP's got pretty much their full force grouped up here, fighting for control of this node. There's a very large chance they'll be able to steal this node away, and Boss will make a comeback of their own. They also still have the Boss, that they have control of the current node over there, too. So they can take that down, get an additional 25 points, and start to speed up this comeback. Another thing, too, back over here at the Henge, if we do see Subcutie win that 1v1, which, again, it's fairly even right now. There's a very large chance we could see either one of these players take it. Then, again, we could also see them losing a lot of their caps here and start to come back into this game. But in middle at the moment, though, things are still going pretty intensely. Kinjax going down, though. It might be looking good for KP.
Yeah, KP, they're so hungry for this. They are just diving on Intense, who actually went down for a bit, able to get back up. Same thing from the side of Snow Monkey, though. Their reses have been super strong in this mid fight. They do not want to lose this at all. But there's 40 points left on this map. You see that Jsu in this 1v1 against Subcutie. I can't tell who's up here, Blue. They're pretty much even, but no, Subcutie goes down on the 5 point. This is gonna be it. This is what steals it. This is gonna be Subcutie getting taken out there, and they've got this home point locked up here. They've lost the mid fight, so that this is, as long as they defend, as long as they keep on this Henge, bring everybody back, stay on 1 point. They're gonna be strong. They're gonna take game 1.
And you can see that too. They're not gonna take any risks on this. Everyone is on their way to Henge. They're just gonna AFK on that node. They've got 20 seconds to go. The blue team, even if they do take control of the middle point, which may not happen because they have an engineer sitting on that node too. Even if they did manage to get control of it, it wouldn't be able to stop this decap in time, or wouldn't be able to get the decap in time over here at the Henge. So with that, guys, we are gonna see Snow Monkey taking round 1 versus It Ain't Easy being KPZ, and they will now be just 1 game away from they themselves moving on to the round of 8 and eliminating It Ain't Easy from this tournament.
That's right, man. Now, you know, Snow Monkey is kind of saying, steal Apex's comp, fine, sit down, we're taking you out anyway. What a comeback that was. That was so ridiculous. But that raises the question. With KPZ using Apex Prime's composition almost identically, does that mean one of two things? Does it mean that A, maybe Snow Monkeys has a chance of beating Apex, or is it just KPZ not quite able to use something that someone else has built, you know, pulling something else out of someone else's hat and just paying the price for it?
Well, another thing we have to talk about here too is the fact that Apex's roster has been together for quite some time, comparatively to It Ain't Easy being KPZ, who's been together for, at least to my knowledge, just at most a few weeks. So because of things like that, these guys just really, again, Apex is a huge event. In fact, they've been together for quite a few months now. They've had time, and they've been running pretty much the same comp for all that time. They've had time to perfect this comp. They've had time to get it together. So in all honesty, coming down to the end of things, I think it's just because this comp that It Ain't Easy is running at the moment relies very heavily on team fighting properly, on working together as a team, and they just may not be doing that here, which is why the comp may not be working so well for them.
Yeah, it's but at the same time, man, we're talking about Subcutie, Reevesy, K-Pod, Intense. Like, these are guys that they're like Subcutie, Reevesy, like, these are former AL guys. These are people that have played together forever. It's not like they're playing together for the first time. So I don't know. It's not as easy to just say to call it that way, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, there's definitely builds that work very well together when you're working as a team, and there's builds that can work very well together when you just have individual skill and then just tying it all together with a new team. So I don't know, man.
It's gonna be. We'll just find out.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing a mirror match actually. But that's another day, another tournament. But as we're waiting for Storm, Storm has actually changed his warrior.
Has he?
Now running Hambo.
Well, I mean, that could work out. It's interesting actually that he made a change, considering that, I mean, they won the last game, and they were doing very well, especially with, again, Storm was running I believe that he was running the Farpoint pushing build, the build that Rom always runs on TCG.
But he wasn't pushing Farpoint blue. Like, at the same time, whoa, what happened to our overlay?
That was my own fault there. My webcam is chose today to have all kinds of issues, so might be swapping it out during the break. That's my own bad, but I'll fix it later on.
I'm watching the stream on delay, guys, to make sure that everything's fine. But you know, they won that game, but they were losing in the beginning. They were caught off guard. I think that might be what Storm is doing. So let's get them to ready up here as we go forward.
Alright guys, so moving into it now, we're going to have to wait and see, but again, just to confirm, Storm is currently running with the Hambo build. It's the fairly standard Hambo build, so you don't really need to go over it, but just for the sake of it, he's running it with the usual split, 00626, and the traits, and the equipment is going to be Hammer with a longbow, running with Runes of Strength and a Soldier's Amulet as well.
Yeah, man, and
go ahead.
It's like Hambos, I mean, compared to the previous patch iteration, much less hard to deal with, much less. I mean, I don't know. Do you remember the days before Miss PD Invitational? People running double warriors and just like sitting on side points and then fighting on mid forever. Yeah. I just get horrible flashbacks to those days. horrible times. The horror. But,
indeed. So once again, guys, as soon as our play is ready up, which is right now, we are going to see who will be moving on to either the next round or Game 3 of this setup. As once again, it is Snowmonkey versus KPZ. Snowmonkey's up 1-0 in the set, just one game away from moving on to the next round here on the Legacy of the Faux Fire.
That's right, well, let's check out these splits. The game starts in 1 second.
Alright, so opening up the map here, let's take a look, guys. Coming directly out of the gates, it does appear we're going to be having JSU as well as Storm heading to the home run. They're going to have a bit of security, high tankiness as well as support with the addition of JSU and Storm bringing the tankiness to the fight. And that is going to work because we do have both of the warriors that seems to be at least coming in from KPZ. They may also be doing a loop around just to get a surprise engagement on the mid. In mid itself for Snowmonkey, they also have Kinjax coming in there, Little John B and Spoono, so a very good combination of both damage and support coming in there. And they also, in just a second, are going to have JSU coming in there too. So again, both teams taking a fairly safe opener, nobody going for any risky moves. We did see that the Warriors from the blue team did try to push on the far, but they immediately sort of pulled back their decision and went on the mid once again, once they realized that they had adequate defense waiting there from the team Snowmonkey.
That's right, man. And going forward here, I think that this mid fight's about to get super intense right about now. Both walls of reflections from either side of the fight here have been dropped, so they will be on cooldown for the next few seconds, probably 30 each, I would say. But with Lil John B and Spoon Girl on the point for red, we're actually going to see Jsu and Subcutie taking a Ranger fight almost all the way to Waterfall, bringing it back now. It's Kinjack who dies out first on the side of Snowmonkeys here. And we will see actually K-Pod quite low here. Might be trained down by Lil John B and Jsu going up here.
Indeed, going on the K-Put's point of view, see now he's hanging at the moment, trying to get something off on the Spoon Girl. The Spoon Girl does not have any of that damage there. Even saw a Eviscerate connect. The non-crit Eviscerate only did about 3k damage, so K-Put going to be forced to fall back here, regenerate, get himself ready to go. So the opener here overall, though, still is very even. As we saw there, we did see that members of KP are sort of getting pushed out of the mid-fight very slowly, but again, with that tanky comp, they can hang on for quite a bit, get themselves regenerated, and just jump right back into the fight, swapping out tanky members along the way. At the same time, we also saw that KP was able to come in there, get a kill off on the Kinjax. However, as we're seeing right now, that did open them up when Kinjax came out of spawn. He took advantage of that, went over here to the waterfall, and has actually decapped that node away from the control of KP.
Yeah, with KP losing that waterfall point, it's actually incredibly crucial, but we will see Subcu immediately jumping on Kinjax. This 1v1 is going to be, I think it's going to be in Kinjax's favor, actually, coming up here, Blue. I may be wrong, maybe calling it too early. Storm gets stomped out, however, over on the Quarry point. Earn it, and it's jumping in on Jesu, but you know what? You know what these guys need? The Storm probably needs, actually. It's a little bit of kill shot.
I don't know, man. I don't really know. I mean, even the kill shot might be pushing at this point with like the amount of tankiness we're seeing. Even that might not be enough to take these guys down. Might be able to snipe out one or two of their squishier quote-unquote members, but again, even the kill shot might be not enough damage here.
When everyone on your team is built out of stone, squishier is always in quotations, my friend.
Yeah.
But, let's jump on this middle fight here. I'm following K-Pud. He's going to be actually to chase down. It looks like he's Spoon Girl. Spoon Girl's quite low. K-Pud trying to catch up here with them with the axe sword pulled out here. Spoon Girl has healed up, however, able to drop down, get some poisons off here, and rejoin the fight in mid. However, also at Quarry, the 2v2 goes on. Intense gonna drop to the downstage. Storm knocking away his healer. Gonna try and come in for the stomp. No, not gonna happen here. Earn it dazed up as well. Kinjax is here. Spoon Girl coming in to join the fight. Cow gets dropped on Intense Blue, and now Master Splinter and Earn it have to stay on this point.
Again, Master Splinter, Earn it's starting to get very low. He'll go into the downstate. We're currently looking at Kinjax. He's going to go in here. Gets knocked back away from that, though. It's still got his heal off. He'll be able to go in here, get some cleave off onto the court. But if you look at Blue Team doesn't want anything to do with this. Master Splinter's leaving, as again, there's just a huge force of 4 people from Snow Monkey sitting over there at the waterfall or at the quarry. They don't want any part of that, and they're just going to get themselves back to mid, keep that safe fight going, keep things contested, and tie back up at a 1-1 cap. Master Splinter, though, even struggling to try and get away from Kinjax here, but it looks like in the end, I think he was just able to get out of the way and regenerate himself and probably rejoin the fight in just a few moments.
That's right. Now there's only a kill between the point spreads here. Kinjax is so low. Little John will drop in the middle here. Everyone from the other side is at full health. He will get res through that SR, though, and great res utility coming out there from the side of Snow Monkeys as they continue this mid-fight. Little John, though, has so many conditions. He needs to really manage those correctly. Looks like the rest of his team, though, is going to come in here for this support. He'll be just fine, but Kinjax will drop. He's going to drop right next to Storm. Storm trying to get him up. Already trying to come in for the stomp. Will go through. And yes, Kinjax is going to drop that. So now 10-point lead is going on in the favor of KPC here in Game 2 on Bowfire.
Alright, so Storm at the moment, we're taking a look at him here, falling back a little bit, sitting within safety for his teammates, but getting ready to jump back into the fight here. Right now, as Little John's starting to get very low. He's ready to go, but this nice little elemental slide of warning coming down there from the staff belly on the blue team there is going to prevent that from happening, but still, Little John was able to get out of the way. He's going to fall back. Obviously not going to support the teammate there. He's going to leave his teammates out in the open, specifically Storm, but again, nice trade-off coming in here. Little John now coming back into play, ready to get Storm up as he goes down there. 3 of the members right next to him will get him back up and just resume the fight, as in all honesty at the moment, looking like no one is going to get any sort of an advantage here at middle for quite some time.
Yeah, this is going to continue on. This is what Bowfire is best known for, that wide open middle point where the fights continue and rage forever. Kinjax versus Subcutie, though, continues on that waterfall point. Kinjax forced to drop that SR. Now he'll probably jump back in on this fight. No, he's actually opting to go join the mid fight, see if he can make something happen here with his teammates. Maybe jump in, spike down somebody. He's about to get off cooldown, Blue, and that's going to be really unfortunate for probably Intense coming up.
Indeed, going in over here, Intense getting very low. He will go into the downstate. We see a bunch of members from Snow Monkey coming in. They will be able to double stomp, knock him out of play once again, though. And we're starting to look. Snow Monkey may just be able to take mid, but I don't know, man. They've still got plenty of stuff here, and it's just again, this has got to be so frustrating for Snow Monkey at the moment, because you take a look at how tanky they have to realize this too. They're never ever gonna get mid. Like, it's just, there's so much crap they have to kill if they want to have any chance of taking it, that they just have to consider going for decaps or something like that if they want to have any chance of taking an advantage. I mean, they have an advantage right now, but it's so small, and they're just it's just so hard to win this mid fight for them. It's got to be really frustrating. I know I would be playing against a comp like this on this map.
I mean, part of me wonders if this is just like karmic retribution for Storm, because if you remember back to VEV's back in it, like running that decap NG build, everyone was just upset about the bunkering that they would use. And so now when faced with this, they are having a tough time, but they do have that 10-point lead, and that's all just coming down to the fact that they have been able to get those kills off, they have been able to keep mid decap, but they really need to worry about Quarry, which they're about to lose. Jsu and Kinjax lose it, actually. K-Pod drops down to the downstage, Jsu gonna come in here, but Intense is already on the res.
And then we see Intense trying to come in for that res. Nice cleave coming in here from Kinjax at the moment, but they gotta be careful. There's a lot of AoE coming back onto them, and Kinjax falls victim to that. JSU is low here as well. He might fall into the downstate, and he will. There's a lot of deeps coming out of K-Pod at the moment. We're gonna see Intense coming in here, getting the res up. Nice spear going on to Intense. We might have a 4-man. We're gonna have a 4-man downstate fight. Little John B's in the way, gonna try to save Kinjax. Not gonna happen though. K-Pod and the members of the blue team are gonna get themselves back up. He's gonna try to save JSU. He's got the pet res coming out along with Little John B. They may just be able to get JSU up, but the loss of Kinjax has res both K-Pod and Intense now. Blue team is going to be able to continue this fight once again.
What a fight there. 4-man drop. K-Pad now finally driving back to the downstage. Little John spikes him out there with the bunny finisher. No one on point to actually take that. So maybe a little bit of an oversight from Jsu. Coming out here, they need to jump on those points as soon as possible because they have lost their lead. They're down 20 right now. And they need to start coming back, and kills is not really as great of an option as it would normally seem for this team.
Yeah, I mean, kills in general is just like a very hard thing to accomplish in this matchup. Blue team, they don't got any damage, while meanwhile the red team, they've got damage, but everybody else is a tank on the team, so killing people is just really not an option. What they have to do is go over here to the water. In all honesty, from what I'm seeing, Kinjax not pushing far enough. Granted, at this exact moment, he obviously can't push it because there's a range on the point, but in general, I haven't seen Kinjax pushing far enough. I think he needs to try and do it a little more. If people are trying to do it a little bit more often, they might be able to score a few more decaps, get a little bit more of a solid lead versus their opponents, and possibly take this game.
I think it's too early to call that, man. It's gonna go forward here with the fights in the mid. It's so early to call this. Yeah. We do see that the walls of reflection are just really coming out here, and it's interesting to see the skill being used so often in this matchup. Both Guardians have it. You do see the SR does come out here from the side of red team, and really, this is the story of how do we jump on someone, how do we kill them. It looks like we're trying to see Storm and Spoon trying to get in on Intense, but no. A wall of rocks there, keeping them from jumping in on that guy.
Indeed, we do have this 1v1 going on over here between K-Pod and JSU. It's a very close fight, and K-Pod's been low for some time, but just a few moments ago was able to connect with an Eviscerate there, bringing JSU into a very low state of health too. As well, though, we did see JSU actually going off the node there for a second, allowing K-Pod to score the decap against his opponents again, allowing PayPZ to get just a little bit more of a lead. Again, another Eviscerate connecting onto JSU. Going to take him into the downstate now, but now we got people racing in from both sides of the fence on both teams. Intense is on his way. We've got Mado on his way here as well. Spoongirl was coming, but then turned around as we saw two people coming in there from KP. And now with that said, we are going to see Blue Team getting back control of this node in just a second. And now KP will take a 2-cap and push themselves ahead into the lead once more.
Yeah, they're really getting a dominant lead here. Now, why is Kinjax not pushing up towards Waterfall? We are seeing that SubQD is now on the defense, knowing that there could be some aggression going that way. But I think we're going to see Kinjax trying to resolve what exactly is going on here. And I think he will push up to that Waterfall. And we are seeing that actually SubQD rejoin the mid-fight, which is a bad decision at this point. We will see the esports sirens going off here, Blue, as Kinjax pushes his way all the way out to the Waterfall. He will get this decap.
And indeed, he is going to be able to score that once again. SubKitty not going to be falling back just as of yet. Probably will in just a second when that decap has been noticed. Then, yep, there we go. SubKitty's going to start to fall back. Those two will probably 1v1. But Kinjax may, in all honesty, opt to just move away from that. Move away from that 1v1. Try to get his own home node back there, too. And then go for it once again after he's capped the home node. As again, this mid fight, in all honesty, and I think both teams are probably going to agree with me right now in their own team speak, is that no one is ever capping mid. So this game is entirely reliant on who's capping side nodes better. And right now, KP is the only one that seems to be doing that well.
Yeah, KP is really running away with this game here. 310 to 227, 90-point lead coming up here from KPZ. How does Snow Monkey respond with this? Well, they're sending Jsu over to Quarry right now, Blue. They have Spoon Girl fresh off the res. Probably going to join that mid-fight once again. But as we've been saying, keeping this mid-fight up here really serves no one. They're not going to be able so it serves KPZ because they have this lead, they have this 2-cap.
Yeah.
And the more resources spent by the side of Snow Monkeys in the middle point here, the more they're just going to start losing this game. We're going to see probably a game 3 if this continues.
And indeed, we are seeing here at the moment K-Put going in, doing a nice job in the 1v1 versus JSU. We see no signs of anybody from the red team falling back to support that, just as JSU going to try to get himself into the base there. Maybe it'll do it, but again, the cap, and that's what matters here, is going to stay in the control of KP. As you can see here, K-Put not even, no, he's turning around now, but the second there was considering not even going for the stomp. We'll do it right now, though. And again, with just this 2-cap held on the side of KP, they're just going to be able to run away with this game, keep things decapped over at middle, and then just win through a war of attrition.
Yeah, they like, at this point, they could even, like, we're at the 384 point mark for KPC. They could totally abandon their points here and run for that Lord if they really wanted to put that, the insult to injury to this game here. But, with the amount of kills that we see going off for KPZ and the the lack, rather, from Snow Monkeys, do you think that, that there's any changes they can make going forward that can really change that? We saw Storm change back to Hambo this game. Do you think he's gonna change back to his other build coming up from the next game here?
I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but again, the